So I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are wondering whether you want to pull for Emily or Mauvika, and honestly, whoever you decide, it's going to be a good choice because they're both really good units. I didn't really know much about Emily when I first heard about her because I wasn't playing when her banner came out, so I didn't even pull for her. But apparently she's very good for reactions, and that involves Kenichi. So if you have a Kenich and you want to make more damage, then she would be a great choice. But Mauvika also works great with Kenichi. They're both good, but she also enables Vaporize Farina. So if you have a C6 Farina, Emily can basically help you vaporize more and do a ton of damage. It's a very good solid team for her, and you can also have Melganyu. So anything that just has reactions, Emily would be a perfect unit. Now for Mauvika, she basically gets Night Soul, so the more Nightline characters you have, the more her ultimate gets recharged and the more damage she does. But her C1 basically makes it so she doesn't need Nightline characters, so it makes her more flexible to what you can have. So if you pull for the C1 Mauvika, then you can basically use her as a sub DPS, have her off field, and you're going to do more damage because it increases her damage output by 25%. I'm pretty sure that's like the... No, it's the 40%. So she gets 40% more attack. And I think she like does one of those like little flares like 3 extra times. So she, like her skill lasts a lot longer when she's swapped out. And obviously her C2 also benefits her off-field potential because you reduce the enemy's defense by 20% when she's not on the field, which is kind of insane. But it also provides her with a 200 base attack increase. Her ultimate goes from 60 to 90 to 120% of her attack, which is insane. She's going to be doing a lot of damage. You're going to be ulting more, doing more damage, and basically her first 2 constellations are the biggest bang for your buck because her C3 kind of makes your ult a little stronger. You can go for C3, but you're not going to get much compared to C1 and C2. So I would honestly stop at C2 if you do go for her, or C0 if you're free to play, then you can go for C0. C0 is still a very solid pick. You're just going to have to need Nightline characters like Auroron, Yansan to benefit her, and I don't really have a lot of issues when I use her at C0. Like, she gets her ult pretty frequently, especially if you have Sitlali on your team. I think Sitlali also provides a lot of potential for more damage. I think Sitlali is very good. Yeah, I think overall Mauvika is pretty dang good. That's only if you want to go for her constellations. If you want just C0, I think she's a great unit regardless whether you have C1 or C2. Obviously her weapon is also very good. It provides a lot of damage and it makes it so that, you know, you get the best stats for Mauvika for the longest amount of time. Because I think like the weapon below hers, her best weapon is like maybe like a 12 to 18% damage difference, which is pretty substantial. Now, it's not true for every character. I think it's Cofier. Like her weapon was only like a 10% difference compared to deathmatch. So I was like, I'm just gonna run deathmatch because there's no point in trying to go for a weapon that's only gonna give you a 10% increase. But 18% is a little bit bigger, especially if she's a main DPS. Supports can kind of get away with it because they don't really use their weapon as much besides like the weapon effect. So you don't really get much out of it. But overall, I think she's a great unit. Obviously her skill makes it last longer. She's on a motorcycle longer if you do go for more constellations as well. So there's like a little benefits there. Not enough to justify it, to be honest. But I think her C2 is definitely a powerful constellation. But you also have to remember, we're going to be getting characters like Columbine. She's going to be coming out eventually as well. So if you want to wait for that, then you could. But yeah, I'm excited for the future and see what else we have in store. Obviously, I'm a little bit worried because we did get Skirk recently and the damage output is insane. And I know a lot of people are like happy with that. But I'm afraid that there's going to be a big power creep coming in the future because of Skirk. So don't quote me on this yet, but I am a little worried. But anyways, that's it for today's video. And if you guys enjoy, then yeah, keep making more.